All right, it was a good stream. We are back and we are live. It's Tuesday, the 17th. We have an orange folder for news. Um, let's just hop right into it. Shit, not really much at the moment, but let's get what we got to get marked out. As always, we're gonna be patient today. Have a good day trading and trading confident. So boom, we know we have this high swept. So here is an SMT here. So we're gonna mark out the first 4-hour high. So bam, we know we got buy side resting, buy side liquidity, buy side at this high right there, buy side liquidity, and then we also have a buy side liquidity level right here. And that was the SMT. So we know that based upon NQ taking this out a couple or yesterday. So with that, we know that we have a buy side level right there. And that's a key point that we're probably going to take out today. And we also have a level up there. Pressure. So we know you have orders and money over here. And then we have buy side external up there. And that is for runners possibly. So external levels up there. We know we have sell side liquidity simply right there, right at the low. Same thing on ES. So it's just marking out our 4-hour lows. Those are pretty much the most important, and then start dropping down. So we drop down on NQ. We are looking to take out this level, super key level, and where are we? We're inside of a 1 hour if we take this. So if we were to take that in a respect, that would be a key point in reversing. And then we also have that same exact model, just in a tinier 1 hour right here. It's very small, but can mark it out just to make sure we can see. We'd like to see a close or close above or a reversal to determine where we want to keep going. And then we have also that gap up there. So unfilled, we have buy side levels resting. Whole bunch of reason to keep moving lower and higher. So we're gonna continue to drop down 30-minute, and we're gonna wait till market open gives us pretty much a reason to step away or trade it. Coming back from yesterday, definitely learned a lot about excuse me, a lot about my trading, and certain things that I really know, like, yeah, I'm gonna just start focusing on this. Like, I know exactly what I need to do, right? But sometimes you get so caught up in just trying to secure bread or profits to the point where, like, yesterday I feel like I not over traded, but I felt like I took the same trades targeting the same area, but I did that my first trade, and just coming back from a losing week and then a winning week, right? The way I won and had a winning week was just totally opposite from it was totally opposite from what's it called? The losing week. The winning week, I took my trade and I let that junk go. So I won no matter how much I won, and I wasn't worried about it. So coming into today and coming in for the rest of the weekend, the rest of the month, those are like monthly goals I want to have. Is just don't worry about what you make. Just trade and, target what you target. If you're break even, you have a risk-free trade, and, you're likely to hit that trade when you don't touch nothing. So just something I want to, really, really focus on. But with that, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna come in as patient as ever. And, I'm just really grateful to be able to continue trading on it. And it's not even that it has to be an express, but, I am on an express, and having the ability to actually capitalize and make bread and make profits and stuff like that, it really is a blessing. So it truly is. Um, so with that, I'm gonna just pretty much let market run here and do its thing. Um, there's really no key interest at the moment. Just gonna really let the market just start taking stuff out at the open pretty much. So with that, I will be right back. Just trying to, just see like what I can leave on the screen before I did, but I'll be back in like 5 minutes. So. Word. So we're back. So jump to the 4 hour, right? We know we took out this level right there, and we took out that level. So we took out both of the buy side levels that we wanted to see get met, so that we know there is no SMT in the market. So buy side is now swept, right? 4 hour highs are swept, relative equal highs, and if you look here, we do not have an SMT at those highs. So now I would be looking for a reason to go back lower. Well, right now NQ doesn't take that high. So if we were to get through these gaps on NQ, I'd probably take it on NQ because it's the lagging index. We don't take the high there. SMT is now in the market. And what does that mean? If SMT is validated, we'll put a change in, we'll run these gaps. Now, if we don't run these gaps, right, that's perfectly fine because we'll just wait, But if we want to run these gaps, I could look for that pre-market. So I'm about to be a lot more firm with this trade. I'd like to see, a 30-second, more like a 1 minute play out. But if this is what we're going to do, it's just what we're going to do. I want to anticipate it 15 more seconds. I'd like to see a change. But again, I'm okay with that because I'd like to see a 1 minute as well. A 1 minute change. We're inversing those 1 minutes, but we know we have an SMT at that, right there. So if it's valid, then again, like I said, we can anticipate that change. We're watching it on NQ because it did not take the high. So I'd expect it to be a bit more closer to, returning back to these lows, generated lows. But all this right here, there's orders resting here, down here, and then a wide open 15 minute, wide open 30 minute. But it looks like it holds. And we don't, we have no trade. So 1 hour, remember we're still in that bearish 1 hour. So it would look like this due to that imbalance right there, volume imbalance. But still, SMT in the market, we're inside of a 1 hour. Buy side liquidity has been swept. Boom. 4 hour high fails. If this 1 minute holds, we're most likely going to put a change in. And then I really am waiting for that change. I do want to see a confirmed change, whether it's the 30-second, whether it is, that. Sell 3 here. Stop's going to go right there. I'm just going to look for a continuation all the way down to this wide open. It's quick, but it's confident. And, it is aligned with market open. So stop will go right above this 1 minute. We get a 30-second change. I'll enter at the pullback. So we got it. Sell 2. We're not going to touch the rest of this trade. $300 risk on. SMT. Pull back to the change. We're going to just let this play out. It's quick. It's efficient. I'm not worried. It's my model. SMT, changing the state. So stop is above a 1 minute. Fill could have been 100 times better, but again, sometimes you don't get what you want, So So we're kind of playing around at this change. We are playing around at the change, so it's probably going to be a stop out here, which that's perfectly fine, you know. One more trade, possibly, after this, but we won't look for more, you know, out of that. So not, you know, we got a respectment of the 2 minute. We're just gonna wait. We're gonna be have a lot of patience here. This high's still not getting taken yet. So if we want to come and take it now, then that's perfectly fine. But just because, you know, we took that loss there quick, no more SMT in the market, I want to be a lot more patient. So we're down about 303, 304. Like I said, maybe one more trade, possibly, but no SMT. So I wanted to see a 1 minute change, you know, get validated with that. Definitely did not. We put that 30-second change in, you know, opened up, stop should have went here, just tighter. But like if we were going to hold that, so super quick. But again, like I said, no SMT in the market. Still got these 4-hour highs above us right there. And it looks like we are going to hunt them. So taking my same exact model if it, you know, is presented. Definitely should have just let a change and a pullback be the entry. And that's what it is, you know. Jumped the gun a little too quick, took a quick L. But we're just gonna watch from here. If nothing presents itself, you know, we're down on the day. We took it. We wanted to see a flush for market open. Tap inside of a, you know, a 15-minute down here. SMT, you know, buy side swept on ES. It makes a lot of sense. Reason to move back lower, but you know, just did not happen. So we have a lot of, you know, we have a low here, lows there. We have reason to come back lower, but we probably want to take out this external level first. This buy side and possibly even come up there. So we really are in our buy model, like heavily. But we take the range, we know that we are in discount. We're in discount right above here, you know. Just gonna be extra patient today. So we put in a change right there. Gonna adjust my stop like right here. Let's see what this 1 minute wants to do. if it wants to hold. But I want to start seeing legs through this 1 minute. 15-second. Put this change in right here. We're right at a 1 minute too. So the reason I'm taking that right there is I'm trying to see if we want to reverse here. Get through this 1 minute, you know? So inside of this 30-second right there. Might just close this trade. I'm not, you know, fully confident in it. Like we're not really displacing the way I would have expected us to get back inside of that, you know. So I'm gonna just tighten up my risk right above. I just don't want to see us really return, you know, higher. I would want to see us get deeper into this 1 minute. So if we don't, I'll limit that loss, you know, up a little bit. And that probably will be the last trade. So this 30-second, you know, if it doesn't want to hold, it's probably gonna be it. Like if I were to take a whole another trade, it would have to be a lot more reason, you know, possibly get into this 1 hour, which we were already in it on ES, but I probably want to see us get into this 1 hour and then what's it called? Then probably put a reversal in, not right in this 1 minute. So, you know, anything could happen here, but not really worried no more. Down about like 420 on the day. Just gonna wait. Really just gonna wait here. Not stressing it. Does not mean nothing's over either, you know. Simply just taking my stabs. Yeah, we're just chopping right now. Might call it here. That's one thing, like you just don't want to get caught up in, you know, too much of, you know, the loss. Like I know there's possibly, you know, another opportunity setting up. So that's really all I'm gonna do from here is just wait until that shit is like dumb clear, A plus. And I know I could take that jump back to sell side or, you know, this wide open gap. Other than that, really just gonna wait. Yeah, so right now we're simply still watching. I mean, I've been here, just muted up. Excuse me. Yeah, we're just kind of playing, at the moment. Played around here for about 12, 15 minutes, damn near, after the open. Started getting some of like legs up. We inversed. It's 30-second gap right after we put a change in, so it kind of did make sense. Boom, started to reach higher for that. Pretty clean. I was looking at, this getting changed up here, but I got up that lower time frame just for now, just because like I want to see something like that happen. Bit higher over time frame, like a 1 minute, 2 minute, So we filled the two, and the three, failed the five though. So I'm just gonna be done patient, I'm gonna wait for that real pullback and retracement. Because I know like somewhere, if we take out one of these highs, obviously like I'll look for, that 50 mark to be somewhere. And for, pretty decent retracement, because like we haven't filled any of these gaps. They're all wide open. So like obviously they're, in my opinion, they will get filled. I don't know if it's gonna be today, but you know. Fuck, bro. But yeah. So you wanna see these both hold. If you wanna go higher, but if you wanna put that change in on ES, then it's actually not, it's not bad. And it looks like we are getting that full inverse. We have S&T 15-minute wide open where the equilibrium mark is. Just gonna look for a 30-second change on ES if we really want to get lower. It aligns with a 1 minute change. So 2 minute might get inversed. 2 minute changes right there. It does not. Doesn't get inverse, so we're just gonna wait and we're gonna see. So I'll be right back for a second. All right, yo, so we are in this short right now. Got a 5-minute change right there. We also opened up a nice 2-minute. Have a volume imbalance here, so it's not gonna look, super clean right there. But other than that, I mean, took the trade confidently. We waited for a 1-minute close below, pull back. Obviously, we're gonna respect a little bit. We're in a 15-minute, so I'm really just looking for, that continuation lower. Don't really want to see either or of the indexes hold their long positions. So, this gap holding, not really what we want to see. Want to see is just get through. Same thing on ES. NQ. So, other than that, I mean, that's pretty much the trade. We have our risk on. Decent risk. Break evens down there. Yeah, I mean, I feel confident in the trade. We're back at a 5-minute change we just pulled back to. And then, stop is above a 3-minute. Get rid of that. Stop loss goes right above the 3-minute. So, super confident trade. Bam, bam. Looking for some displacement out of this gap right here. But other than that, we're targeting equilibrium of this range that we put in from here to there. So it's a pretty confident trade. Again, like I said, I'm just looking for something small. It's not a crazy long target. I feel like it's consistent. So we already started to get that, reversal, higher time frame. So the 15-minute candle, started retracing into this gap right here. So I want to see us obviously, get through that, take out this SMT low. Equilibrium lines perfectly with a 15-minute gap. So that's pretty much it. Again, I waited super long, super patient for this last trade. I didn't just take it with, no unclear reason. So the 2 to 2.5 lines right there. So here's standard deviation. That is the 2. Most likely where the market wants to, trace towards. Pulling back to that change again. But other than that, I mean, we got pretty heavy size on 350 in this trade. We're down about 420 already. So we are swinging the bat. We are looking to go break even where standard deviation aligns, as well as, our break even. So I do want to see some displacement here. The macro's coming to a close. So, which was these 20 minutes. We're looking to see like, that little reversal, and then about a couple minutes after that. So all we could do is just wait, be patient. I'm looking for a 5 minutes open up in favor as well. Just something clean, something that makes sense, giving the market a reason to hold. So we got our targets below. We're just looking for that, that full reversal. So 5-minute opens up right there. Volume imbalance is up right there. So it's not going to be the most clear 5-minute gap that opens. But again, just looking for, that move lower and then that reversal. macro is coming to a close. I am seeking, obviously a change out of this entire leg that made that pullback to the change. So I want to see a change get back lower to validate like lower is the draw for right now. But I had to wait, from 9:30 when I took that first short, lost. I had to wait all through that, to just around 10 o'clock to even get a clear move that would want to retrace. So we're starting to get a little bit of displacement here. Stop's going to stay in the same area. NQ, lagging behind just a little bit, but we are changing. If I go to here and I look for that, equilibrium mark, it's going to line up at the bottom of the 1 hour. We ended up inversing, but it lines up perfectly with that SMT low. So I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna hold on to this trade. Not in a rush. As soon as standard deviation gets met and break even gets met, I will go break even. So looking to go break even soon. That's why I put on the size that I put on. Obviously you can always just get stopped even if you're gonna put on that type of size, but you gotta really wait. Like I knew like buy side was the draw, but I know buy side in this matter still is the draw, but we have to probably put a low reversal in first, so next couple minutes I'm looking to see if we want to get beneath this 15-minute fair value gap, and then that will allow me to continue to keep on targeting. So I'm gonna shuffle down these time frames super quick, see what gaps we're opening up, and look for a reason, a confident reason to go break even. So no 2-minute, but 2-minute will open up. 3-minute. We filled that 3-minute, so we're gonna put our stop loss right at the 3, because if we're gonna already go break even in about, a couple more ticks, we're gonna put it to where that 3-minute change was, right? So now we're already cutting down that loss in half because it's at the where we already filled the 3-minute and respected. So we already, cut that loss down from like 350 to now 200, right? So now I'm waiting for an exact reason, like, which is going to be that standard deviation mark. So, I don't see a need for the market to return back up to this 3-minute wick right there. So about $150 loss, 137 actually. And then also I want to see this 2-minute open up, and I'd like to see it hold for us to continue to keep going lower, obviously. So that's going to open up in about a couple seconds here. So something opening up in favor is also amazing for your trade to, continue to displace. But I'm working my way to get to break even, right? So that if I do end this day, I will end today down 420. So now losses pretty much break even, $60, $70. So if we lose them today, we're down about 500, which again, I'm comfortable with that. It's not going to be down 800, so other than that, we're going to leave our stop loss above this 2-minute gap, because we should have, been break even. If we're gonna go and tap this right there, then we're automatically gonna go break even. This is kind of more the partial area down here. So NQ, like I said, just kind of lagging around, but last trade is the final trade. We're gonna kind of sit inside of this, 15-minute, the bottom of it. And if we want to, hit that equilibrium mark, we will. If we don't, then we don't. But I will be right back. Stop loss is in an amazing spot. We just managed our trade. We worked it the way down that it should have been worked down. We took a confident last stab, and when you do that and you're gonna put on heavy size like that, you gotta make sure you go break even, and you gotta make sure you got your targets right. And if you're gonna take that last confident stab, like I always tell myself too, all right, if this is gonna be it right here, I gotta make sure that I'm doing this right, and that there is a reason to reverse. So like I waited for the market to obviously reverse, and then then I was able to catch it because it had to take out all that liquidity up there, but we put in lows on the way. So again, we damn near came to the break even mark. 15-minute just got inversed. Um, we're looking for that full equilibrium fill. So other than that, I will be right back. All right, so pretty much this is what it's looking like. We partialed half of our position, and we obviously just let the rest run. We're break even. Hands are off. So, just trying to see. Overall, though, amazing trade. You know, we just filled a gap, filled the 3 minute. So, filled a 5 minute too. Like, if we want to hold this 5, we'll probably seek to start getting lower. You know, we did not take, well, we took that SMT low, I'm pretty sure. Hold up. So we went break even already. So we did not take the SMT low. So, excuse me, there's still a, a very, very like, and this 15 minutes wide open down there still. So again, like, you know, I'm break even. I have no risk on the table. I'm break even about on the day. Only lost 50 on the day. You know, taking all that, you know, that contracts off, which that also resulted into a, really nice day. Just coming down, taking the L in the morning, but then, we wait, we're patient, and then bam, we overall we just get rewarded. And like I'm not gonna close if TP's right there, and then boom, we're so close to this SMT low. So that's why I bought back all those cons because I'm like, all right, well I'm not gonna take off majority of the position if there's no need. We're about to hit TP. We're very, very close. So from here, we're just letting this market decide whether we're going to continue this move. We put in a 5 minute change, higher time frame, 5 minute change. We are in this inverse right here. We have a 5 minute protected, protecting it, and then inverse. There we go. We pull back to an inverse perfectly, and then we're just looking for displacement legs out of this like that. But again, soup is high. We have a standard deviation move that aligns up even lower with the draw. So again, just a beautiful day. We could probably seek this to come here, and I can limit buyback 5. So I'll put this here, and I'll put an order of 5 there. But again, I'm not really too worried where this goes. That's just, adding a little bit more to, the pie. But again, the model higher time frame lined up just as clean. We do exactly what we want to do, lower time frame, just on a higher time frame. Go to the 5 minute, boom, pull back to this 5 minute, clean inverse right there. Damn, respect. So regardless of what we want to do here, again, I'm not too worried. We're already break even. So this is like what I wanted to do, yesterday. Is just focus on going break even, leaving your hands off, and just staying protected. But at the end of the day, if you're protected, you really shouldn't have many worries. So just gonna watch this 5 minute, leave it on here, and then I will be right back again. Yeah, I mean, if we're not gonna displace either, we're gonna play around, then it's always a okay reason to, get out of the trade, let it go somewhere. But I really don't know, and I'm not gonna just assume. So if I get stopped out, then I get stopped out. Again, beautiful day. Cut my loss back to $50. Cannot be, more pleased with that. So even if I were up 200 on the day, 300 on the day, I still have a consistent target in an area that I want to see the market, return to. Standard deviation lines up with these lows. Equilibrium is perfectly inside of a gap right here. So we already respected this gap before us, though. That is something to, note. We respect this gap right here ahead of us. So that's the reason we'd like to, make that reversal and then go back up, then we will. But again, I personally do not care. I got my limit buy order down there, and then I have my final move there. So be right back, and I'm just gonna leave it on the screen. All right, so we are back. Really don't know, we're just chopping for real. That happens. I can't make up an idea. I can't, you know, be afraid to walk away with no profits. Like that's what I stopped doing. So at the end of the day, this is just what is. This is just what happened. We get that full leg up. We close below, and we close below a 15 minute. So that's gonna also keep us, a bit you know, slow, but we did open up a 15-minute. We're probably gonna, pull back into. So we inversed a 15-minute like that. We're already inside of it. We're most likely gonna pull back into it though. Our stop loss is a little bit above the 50 mark. So we're most likely, gonna run that stop loss and, go hit break even. But that's just what I can, see from this. I don't have no like ideas of me just winning now. So again, this is still clean. Clean equilibrium target. We're so close. So I just got my profits, set, and that's all you gotta do. It's like all you have to do. Just set them, let them ride out, and you'll be alright. I think I already made back majority of what my loss was, 420. So I made back 380 on that trade. And that alone is super clean. So again, if that's how we're gonna end the day, that is how we're going to end it. Looks like we are about to right here. And then we'll probably start, getting back higher. We tapped equilibrium here. That's kind of why we did probably slow up. But, that's it. So, get more break even. We end this day down a slight amount, which is super clean. And in my opinion, that's how, if you're down on the day, like, that's an amazing way to end it. I don't want to take away from, my chances or my opportunity. I have an opportunity to still target lower. I'm not going to take that off down somewhere in here. My order's up there, and that's exactly what I did yesterday. I should have just went break even, But today's situation is totally different. Like today's situation, we're already coming from loss, so we're already coming down 400. So to come back, right, make back that loss, and then go up X amount, it's not impossible, but sometimes it's asking for too much. And like you just gotta take what you're given. Like this right here, I'm giving that, and like I'm perfectly cool with that. Like that's chill with me, you know. For the trading that I've done, I'd be on here for about an hour, 30 minutes. So bam, about a $50 loss. And then, we're just gonna walk away. That's it. So $50 loss on the day. Um Practically just another break even day. So that's really gonna be it for today. I'm not gonna hang around, stick around. We got a great day of news tomorrow. So, to come back and, we have PPI, FOMC at this time. Dude, we have amazing news tomorrow. As long as, I'm patient and I stick to what I want to, stick to what I need to know, and what I want to see, I think everything will be okay. So, other than that, I appreciate everyone who was in the stream. You know, it's about securing profits and it's about, holding on to capital. It's not about blowing that shit with another bullshit stab. Like that was an amazing stab. I waited patiently. Boom. Caught majority of this, made back the loss, and we were going to make, $600 to like $800 down there if it continued. But we had a reason to keep on targeting it. We did not catch the full entire move. It's all good. So